Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is your weekly astrology overview for the week of December 27th, 2021 to Jan 2nd, 2022. And this week there's a lot happening. We have the Sun trining Uranus, we have Jupiter entering the sign of Pisces, we also have Mercury changing signs. From Capricorn, it will enter Aquarius, and we also have the new moon in Capricorn, which means there's a lot to talk about. So let's talk about what's happening this week. The first thing that I want to mention as we enter this week is that Venus is retrograde, and Venus retrogrades are not the best time to start something absolutely new when it comes to relationships and investments. So this week is not the best time to start something absolutely new. The second thing about this week is that on Sunday, December 26th, we had the last quarter square of the moon. So this whole week, we will be focusing on a lot of releasing and letting go of what? Of the new beginning, of the new energy that came into our lives on December 4th with the new moon solar eclipse. So the whole week's energy is about release and letting go. And we also have the Saturn-Uranus square intensity continuing from last week. And this energy is about change. It's also about letting go of the old and embracing the new. And it's also about letting go of the idea of who you think you should be and being your unique self. So to sum it up, the whole week, we should not do something absolutely new in terms of projects and investments. And there will be a lot of release, subconscious release, a lot of letting go of the old, embracing the new, and coming into our own. Now let's talk about Jupiter entering the sign of Pisces. Jupiter is a relatively slow-moving energy. It enters a particular sign after 12 years. So it's not a very common thing to see. Now Jupiter did enter the sign of Pisces in May for a few weeks, and then it went back into Aquarius, and now finally this week on December 29th it will enter the sign of Pisces, and that is a good thing. Jupiter used to rule the sign of Pisces, which means in terms of giving gifts and blessings and rewards and even lessons, Jupiter works well in Pisces. And for the past 2 years, Jupiter has been in Capricorn and Aquarius, where it doesn't work really well. So now as Jupiter enters Pisces, we will receive those blessings, gifts, rewards a little bit more than we have, say, in the past 2 years. So that's the highlight of the week, Jupiter changing signs. Now we also have the Sun trining Uranus this week, right? And this happens on Saturday, January 1st. And what this energy means is that this week, towards the end of the week, Saturday, we can have sudden insights, sudden realizations, sudden epiphanies, or sudden changes to our identity or consciousness. So that can take place, and it does not feel very stressful. It comes about organically and naturally. And on about Friday and Saturday, we will also be in the balsamic phase of the moon, since there is a new moon on Sunday, which means starting about Thursday night, Friday and Saturday, coming into Sunday, we will be doing a lot of release, a lot of subconscious release will be going on. So that's something to be mindful of, and the balsamic phase of the moon can bring with it a feeling of feeling slightly drained energetically. So just be mindful of that as well towards the weekend. And on Jan 2nd, Sunday, we have two important events. We have Mercury entering the sign of Aquarius, and Mercury in Aquarius is a very intellectual energy. It's an energy that will help us communicate more from a detached, more from a logical point of view. Mercury's communication in Aquarius is an energy that is very intellectual, that is very logical as well. So logic, intellectual things will work well as Mercury enters Aquarius on Jan 2nd. Sunday. And on the same day, we have the new moon in Capricorn at 12 degrees, 20 minutes of Capricorn. So this new moon is in a trine with Uranus, and typically new moons bring with them new energies. So this new energy that is coming in can come into our lives quite suddenly and unexpectedly, because this new moon is in a trine with Uranus. This new moon, this new energy can also help us have some epiphanies, realizations, and insights that do not feel very stressful. And it can also push us one more step towards embracing our true, unique, authentic self, Uranus. And it can also help us awaken a little bit more spiritually. So these are the highlights of this week, and very quickly to sum it up, I would say that this week is a week where we will be doing a lot of subconscious release. We will continue the process of embracing the new and getting rid of the old. We will also see a shift in terms of Jupiter, and blessings, rewards, gifts, and lessons will come easier with Jupiter in Pisces. We will also have a new moon towards the end of the week, which is a new moon, a new energy that can come in unexpectedly and suddenly and bring with it insights, epiphanies, and more spiritual awakening. And towards the weekend, it's the balsamic phase of the moon, which means a lot of release. So that's the week in a nutshell, and it's a week of release. It's a week where we'll see a shift happening. It's a week where we will continue the Saturn-Uranus square work of embracing our unique self, embracing the new and getting rid of the old. And it's not the best time to start something absolutely new when it comes to projects, relationships, and investments. However, it is a good time to review past projects and relationships and investments. So that's the week. And now I will pick a card for this week's energy, and then we'll close it out. It says care. Be gentle with yourself. And I think the message for this week is that we must be gentle with ourselves and take care of ourselves. And that's because the Saturn-Uranus square energy is an intense energy. It's not negative, but it can feel intense because we're asked to change and embrace the new and get rid of the old. And this whole week is about releasing things and letting go of things. So that means that we must take care of ourselves, be gentle with ourselves, because releasing is not the easiest process, nor is changing, nor is letting go of things that we once valued but no longer serve us anymore. So be gentle with yourself through that process. And now I will pick a lesson card for the week, and then we'll close it out. It says forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love, and maybe this week what we need to release is resentment, right? It's a week of subconscious release and letting go. It's also a week of change. So maybe to change, and maybe what we need to release to change is resentment. And that happens when we forgive. So this week, maybe try to forgive. And I know it's not the easiest thing to do, but it says here, resentment blocks the flow of love. And we don't want that, do we? So this week, focus on forgiving people and forgiving those who have hurt you. So I think that's the message for the week, that we must learn to forgive, and what we are letting go of this week is a lot of resentment, and we must take care of ourselves and be gentle with ourselves through that process. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I wanted to give you an overall theme of the week rather than the little details, because right now the big picture is more important than the little details. With the Saturn-Uranus square, with Jupiter changing signs, the big picture is what is more important and kind of overrides the little aspects, the day-to-day aspects. So that's why I did it this way, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.